guy to be perfect, right? And I'm going to start at this top left side here, and they tell me that guy is 1.75 tall. And then I'm going to draw this thing 3.25 long for the bottom, right? So it gives me right to there. And right now, if you take a look, I did this guy, and I did this guy, and that puts me to the center. It's kind of tough, the scanner ate this a little bit. It goes right to the center of this bottom circle. That's where I am right there. Okay. So I am from the back corner of this guy to the center of this circle. And then they tell me that this thing is a radius of 1.2. So like I said, I went down 1.75, I went over 3.25, but then to that 3.25, I have to add the extra 1.2, right? Because I only got to the center of the circle.
Hypothetical. Okay, you said to the middle of the circle. Could you draw a guideline across, make a circle, and go from there, or would that just make it confusing? I think I'm confusing myself too.
I don't
You
think
know what I mean? You said that leads to the center of the circle.
Yeah, I don't think that's easier. I mean,
I don't know.
The way that I'm looking at that, Curly, I'm here at this corner, right? And I'm just drawing this 3.25 over, so I got to here, right? And I'm gonna make that 1.2 longer to get to the front of it. So I think if you hang on, I think that it'll probably answer your question. So I'm gonna add another 1.2 to that guy. Okay. And then they tell you this thing is 0.5 tall, and then the line runs back somewhere. I'm just gonna put that down somewhere. Like that's not any specific length. Okay. I'm gonna come back and trim that. So we'll just put that somewhere for now. Now that's all the information I can do from that side. I could probably do some subtraction, but again, I have all these given dimensions for this guy, so I'm gonna go and attack it from the other direction, okay? Because I know that here, they tell me from this corner over, it is 0.5, right? See this guy right here? And then this height right here, they tell me that this is 0.75, see this guy? And this is where a lot of people get messed up. So this is 0.75, but I really want to be down further to this corner, don't I? I don't really care about this ledge right now. I really want to be to this corner, okay? So if you take a look, they tell me that that thing is up 0.75 out of 1.75. Right, so that distance really from this top corner to this bottom ridge is 1. Okay, I'm just doing the subtracting there. So I'm going to go from this corner down 1. And they tell me the gap is 1, right? 2 minus 0.5 minus 0.5, so that's 1.
Would you go across the top?
0.5. And then again, I'm going to go up 1. Over again 0.5, they tell me that. And then here's my guy, right? That's the corner I didn't know. So it kind of works out that way. So again, you could certainly do it another way. I'm not saying this is the only way. I'm just saying that for me, this was the easiest way. Okay? And the way that I'm telling you is if you have prints like this, it's, in my opinion, it's really nice to be able to read through that print and find all the information given before you do any of the subtraction. Okay? And then if you're like, man, I'm stuck, then you can go back and start subtracting partials from overalls.
In between the valleys, 1.2.
What? This is 1. So at that point, I need to fill it this corner, right? They tell me this guy is a 0.38, so radius 0.38. And I'm going to do this to this, and now I have that guy. So if you take a look, I kind of have this whole profile that I needed, and so I'm going to poly edit all of that together. So click on any one of those guys, PE, and join all of them. And so now they tell me that this thing, I'm going to extrude how far? 2.4. 4, right? Shows you right here in the back.
Yeah.
So, at this point I have this basic shape. I think you'll probably agree with that. It's missing a couple things. First and foremost, I have not rounded this front edge. So I think, again, not the only way, but the easiest way. Some people try and draw, they'll find the middle of this, they'll put a circle in, and then they try and do it that way with an intersect. I don't think that's easy, but each their own. I'm gonna fillet edge this guy. Again, I know the radius they tell me is 1.2. And then I'm just gonna click both of these guys. That's gonna preview, so enter for that.
Wait, what did you just do?
And then I gotta put a hole in this. So this thing they tell you is a diameter circle. So you really can't go wrong with this on which surface to put it on, just as long as you make sure that you extrude it the opposite way. So this guy, they tell me this is 0.88. And then because I did it in the top, I'm gonna extrude to the bottom. But if you did it on the bottom, you can certainly just go the other way. So again, remember last week I talked to you a little bit about this. Kind of a nice trick is if you know you're gonna get rid of something, make it long so it stands out. So it's not something you forgot, then you flip it into a solid conceptual or realistic view and you're like, ah, crap, I forgot to do that. If it's long, it's gonna stand out like a sore thumb. So from this guy, I'm gonna subtract that. And there's almost everything I need.
Wait, can you go back to where you did the round off?
The back.
Yeah, go back to where you rounded it off.
You guys speak up.
I got-
Okay.
Where you rounded it off?
Yeah.
Can you go back to that spot
Yeah,
real quick?
sure. Yep, absolutely. So I have this guy, right?
Yes.
And I'm gonna go to my solid ribbon, fillet
Solid.
edge.
Hold on.
Remember, this guy works just like fillet, right? I'm gonna have to tell it the radius, so R, enter. And then for this one, they tell me the radius of that outside is 1.2. See that?
Yes, 1.2.
Yeah, so 1.2.
Enter.
And then you're just gonna click those two corners. For that guy, it gives you a preview. So enter is gonna be preview, and then enter again. It's gonna set it. It's really not a preview, but we'll call it a preview. Good.
I think so.
You guys okay with it?
No.
Quiet.
No, what is it after fillet edge?
The fillet edge? You want me to do it again?
Yes.
Okay. So you have it squared, no problem?
Yeah.
So you're gonna go to solid ribbon, not home, but the next one over.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to fillet edge here. And then it asks you, these guys down here, you wanna enter radius, right? So radius for this one, it's 1.2, they tell you, the outer one. And you're gonna hit enter to confirm. And then you just click the corners. So these are kinda like sanding a block of wood, right? So the first one is gonna go rounded with the preview. So you hit enter and then enter again. Good there? Alright, so then we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna flip here and we need to put on that face the diameter circle. So I'm just gonna hover here, get one of those center points, it really doesn't matter which one. And then I need a 0.88. So then this guy, I'm gonna extrude, on mine I'm gonna extrude down. And like I said, I'm gonna go kind of long on that one. And then subtract. Remember this subtract goes from the object, enter, and the piece you're gonna remove, enter.
Yeah. Puns. Are we just finishing these today, or are we doing other stuff too?
More?
Are we just finishing up these, or are we doing some more stuff after?
More?
How do you get this?
How?
Yes.
You're going to just a diameter circle, right? 'Cause it tells you it's points diameter 0.8, and then just hover on the outside. See the center point? It doesn't really matter which one you pick. If you get the bottom one, you can just go up. If you get the top one, you can just go down. But you're gonna extrude that. Okay? So extrude this guy. And then you're just gonna subtract that. Alright, Owen?
I think so.
Usually people that aren't happy go,
Well, I deleted something.
Yeah, that line. That right.
You have to do it on the top.
do what?
You have to draw it on the top
Which?
view, the circle.
Yeah. No, that particular one will adjust. But normally, yeah. So if yours isn't working, if you're looking at the edge of it, do you remember how to fix that?
Well, I put the circle on the center, but the center was perpendicular to the piece.
Right.
So do I have to go to the top?
Yes.